everyone, Matt again from academia. So last time we looked at the introduction for the same question above me on the board here. Should government set a curfew on when people can use the internet? So in the introduction we agreed with the question. So now we're looking at how we can write the body in connection with this topic. So we've got a couple of things on the board behind, as you can see. The first thing here is the structure. So basically with a body paragraph, we're looking for three key points. In the first sentence, we want to talk about the main ideas, which we'll explain in a minute. The middle sentences need to expand on that point. And then in the last sentence, we're going to summarize the key points of the paragraph. So here on this side, we can see the two main reasons that we're going to talk about in this first paragraph. So our first one, that it can improve social skills, and the second one, that it protects children. So in our first sentence here, we're just going to write down those key words to make sure that that's what we're talking about. So we have our main ideas there in the first sentence. Then in the middle part of the paragraph, we want to explain, give some examples or statistics that support our main ideas in the first sentence. And then in the final sentence, we want to summarize the main points of our paragraph. And for body one, we can also then link into the second body paragraph as well. And that's what we will do with this body paragraph today. So what I'm going to do now is step off the camera so that you can have a look at the information on the board, and then we will have a look at the topic sentence. Okay, so here we have our topic sentence for the paragraph. We've given our first two reasons. So as we can remember here, they're the two reasons that we're talking about. So let's have a look at this sentence and see how it's being put in there. So it's always good to start with some kind of adverb or phrase that can introduce the paragraph. So here we've gone with primarily, but we can certainly use other things like first of all to begin with. These are quite useful. So primarily, a restriction on internet usage can improve face-to-face interactions and help to protect children. So in that sentence, we've got the first two reasons: face-to-face interaction and also protecting children. Now, what I'm going to do in the middle sentences is I'm basically going to use two. And in my first one, I'm going to connect it to the interactions, and that's why I've listed this first. And then in the second part, I will be talking about protecting children. So it's always good to use that with the structure. Whatever you plan to explain first, list that first in the reasons. And then whatever you're going to do after that, we can put second. So I'll write up the first sentence here, and then we'll come back and have a look at that. Okay, so here in our first part of the middle, in the body paragraph, we can start with a good expression like this to clarify the first point, or for example, to explain, just to show that we're into the middle part of the paragraph and we're going to expand upon the points that we have in the topic sentence at the top. So to clarify the first point, since individuals will not be allowed online at certain times of day, they will inevitably be forced to talk to other people in person, and this will cause their skills to presumably improve. So in this sentence here, what we have is a cause and effect sentence. So because they will not be allowed to be on the internet, the result is they will have to improve their skills talking to people face to face because they don't have that online outlet. So what we'll do now is we'll look at the next sentence to explain our second point, which is listed here, and how a curfew can help to protect children. Okay, so we have our second sentence here now in support of this reason here, protecting children. So what we want to do with the second sentence as well is use some kind of connecting phrase. So here we've got in terms of, but if we use that expression, we obviously need to have a subject that comes after it. And I don't want to keep using the word children, because when we're doing academic writing in English, it's very important to try and use synonyms and restructure sentences. So here I've used the word minors as a synonym for the word children there. So the sentence says, in terms of minors, there are so many unsuitable websites available that a curfew would help parents and guardians more easily control the content their youngsters are accessing. So this sentence here is helping to explain a little bit further how it can protect children. So if there's a curfew, obviously there's times of day that they cannot access the internet, so they can be more readily watched, and that can help them to avoid taking in what could be dangerous information. So we've explained the middle section here now in connection to these ideas to make sure that we keep everything on topic, because we don't want to start going and talking about something slightly different, but this is a nice way to keep that all tightly connected. What we need to do now is one final sentence, as we can see, to summarize what our main points are, and then because it's a body one, we can also use it to link into the next body paragraph. So we'll write that up, and then we'll see how it all comes together as a paragraph. Okay, so here we have the final sentence, which links into what we have here with summarizing, and then also linking into body two. So it's always good to start the final sentence with some kind of phrase. Here we have consequently, but you certainly could use something like therefore, thus, hence, even as a result, depending on the sentence that we're using. So here we have the final sentence to summarize the key points. So consequently, it is my opinion that these are two compelling factors in relation to the need of a curfew. So with this word here, curfew, it brings it back to our question above, which is always useful to do that, to make sure that we're staying on topic. But also, this word here about compelling is a nice synonym for important or vital. And in academic writing, it's very important to keep trying to use different synonyms and changing the structures of sentences to show that we have a flexible understanding of the language. And then from this part here, where we have though, another connective, we can then link this into body paragraph 2. And that's what we've done here. So we'll just have a look at that sentence. Though there are another two reasons that I believe are vital to mention. And so this means then in the next paragraph, we're going to talk about those reasons there as well. So here we have the basic structure of a body paragraph. So we need to have the first sentence, which talks about the main reasons, and then we explain or give examples or some statistics or research, and then finally we need to summarize that. And for body one, it's always good to link into body two.